Civilization and Its Discontents is indeed a foundational text by Sigmund Freud, who is widely regarded as the founding figure of psychoanalysis. The book was originally written in 1929 and published in German in 1930 with the title Das Unbehagen in Der Kultur, which translates to the uneasiness in civilization. Freud's work in this book centers around the exploration of the inherent conflict between an individual's quest for personal freedom and uniqueness and the constraints imposed by societal norms and regulations. This tension, according to Freud, results in a sense of malaise or uneasiness. The book's prominence in the field of psychology is evident in its recognition by renowned historian Pηγή, who in 1989 highlighted it as a pivotal work in modern psychological studies. The oceanic feeling is a term used by Sigmund Freud to describe a sensation of boundlessness or a feeling of oneness with the universe. This concept was introduced to Freud through correspondence with his friend, the French writer Romain Rolland. Rolland, who was a mystic, described this feeling as a sensation of eternity, a profound and limitless connection to the cosmos. He considered it to be a primary source of religious sentiment, suggesting that it was universal and existed independently of religious traditions or teachings. Freud, being the psychoanalyst he was, took an interest in this concept and explored it in his work Civilization and Its Discontents. However, Freud's interpretation was different from Rolland's. While he acknowledged the authenticity of this feeling, Freud did not regard it as the foundation of religious sentiment. Instead, he theorized that the oceanic feeling might be a regression or a hearkening back to an early state of ego development, possibly even to the infant's feeling of unity with its mother. In essence, for Freud, this feeling was reminiscent of a pre-ego state, before the child learns to differentiate itself from the external world. It was not necessarily a spiritual or religious experience, but rather a psychological one, rooted in early human development. Sigmund Freud, in his exploration of the oceanic feeling, postulated that this profound sensation of unity or boundlessness was essentially a remnant or throwback to earlier stages of human consciousness. He theorized that this sensation harkens back to a time before the development of a distinct and individual ego. In this pre-ego state, the individual does not yet differentiate themselves from the external world, much like an infant who hasn't yet recognized a boundary between itself and its primary caregiver. In his view, religious sentiments and rituals help people find meaning, offer explanations for existential questions, and provide a framework for understanding life's adversities, even if these are rooted in illusionary beliefs. Sigmund Freud delves into the intricate relationship between individual desires and the expectations set by society. Freud proposes that while civilizations are established with the primary goals of fostering happiness and ensuring protection for its members, they inadvertently lead to considerable unhappiness. This paradox arises because, to maintain order and cohesion, civilizations impose various restrictions and norms on individual behaviors, curtailing personal freedoms and desires. Freud draws an analogy between the evolution of societies and the development of individual libido. Just as the libido, or sexual energy, in an individual undergoes transformation and regulation from primal urges to more socially acceptable forms, societies evolve by channeling the collective primal instincts of its members into organized, refined structures. In essence, the civilization acts as a conduit that refines and directs our primal instincts in ways that are acceptable and beneficial for communal living. However, this refinement comes at a cost. The suppression or redirection of these instincts often results in internal conflicts and dissatisfaction, as the individual grapples with the tug-of-war between personal desires and societal expectations. Sigmund Freud, in his psychoanalytic explorations, delved into the intricate aspects of human nature, one of which is the inherent aggressive nature found in humans. In his theory, he introduces the concept of the death drive, often termed thanatos. This drive represents the innate aggressive and destructive tendencies in humans, pushing them towards self-destruction and harm towards others. It's a force that contrasts sharply with eros, the life-affirming drive. Eros embodies the instincts for life, love, and creativity, propelling humans towards activities that ensure survival, reproduction, and pleasure. The dynamic interplay between these two opposing forces, eros and thanatos, forms the crux of Freud's understanding of human nature and civilization. While eros seeks to build connections, create, and preserve life, thanatos seeks to disrupt, destroy, and return to a state of inanimate calm. Civilization, in Freud's view, is a manifestation of this tension. It is constantly trying to strike a balance between these opposing drives. The structures, norms, and laws of civilization are attempts to harness and control the aggressive tendencies while promoting cooperative, life-affirming behaviors. However, this balancing act is fraught with challenges, as the constant tension between creation and destruction defines the essence of human civilization and its complexities. Freud delves deeper into the ramifications of repressing our innate aggressive instincts. He posits that this repression doesn't eliminate the aggressive drive. Instead, it leads to internal conflicts, which manifest as neuroses in individuals. Neuroses, in Freudian terms, refer to psychological disorders arising from unresolved conflicts between our primal desires and societal restrictions. When these aggressive instincts are suppressed and not allowed an outlet, they can turn inward, causing anxiety, unhappiness, and various forms of psychological distress. Freud further introduces the concept of the societal superego. Just as the individual superego acts as a moral guardian, guiding the person's actions based on learned values and morals, the societal superego functions similarly but on a larger scale. It represents the collective conscience of a community, embodying its shared values, norms, and moral judgments. This societal superego plays a crucial role in regulating individual behavior, ensuring that actions align with the accepted moral standards of the community. This phrase indicates that Freud's analysis is deep and thoughtful. He doesn't just scratch the surface, but delves into the very core of the subjects he's discussing. Complexities of human nature. Freud was known for exploring the multifaceted aspects of human behavior, emotions, and motivations. He believed that human nature is not straightforward but is influenced by various conscious and unconscious factors. Society. Freud didn't just focus on the individual. He also explored how individuals function within societies, and how societies influence individual behavior and vice versa. Intricate dance. This metaphorical expression suggests that the relationship between an individual's personal desires and the obligations imposed by society is delicate and complex, much like a dance. It's not a simple relationship, but one that requires balance and coordination. Personal desires. Freud believed that every individual has innate desires and drives, many of which stem from the unconscious mind. These desires are often influenced by one's instincts, past experiences, and inherent nature. Communal obligations. On the other hand, living in a society comes with certain responsibilities and norms. Individuals are expected to behave in ways that are deemed acceptable by the community, even if these expectations sometimes conflict with personal desires. In essence, this statement highlights one of the central themes of Freud's work: the tension between the individual's inner desires and the external expectations of society. Freud suggests that navigating this tension is a complex task, akin to a delicate dance, where one must find a balance between personal wants and societal needs.